What's going on, everybody? Coming back here today with a part 2 of my weight reduction. So if you guys watched the first part, which I'll link in the description, I got rid of like all the stereo equipment, like the head unit, all the speakers, all the wiring for the speakers, the rear speakers that were under the windshield. I got rid of the back seat. I got rid of the spare tire, all the trunk linings. I got rid of basically everything from the passenger and driver's seat back. I got rid of, plus like I said, all the stereo equipment. I ended up losing about 127 or 128 pounds. I can't remember, but knocked quite a bit off there. But this is part 2. So since then, I have removed the SAI, which is the secondary air injection pump, which sits under like the fender here on the front passenger side. I got rid of that, all the piping for it, the vacuum lines, and then I've got rid of the air conditioning as well. And instead of going with the air conditioner delete pulley, I just got a smaller belt and rerouted the belt around all the accessories and crankshaft and stuff. So I went that route just because it was easier, lighter. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose to get just another pulley that the belt's going to be rolling on, when you could just get rid of it completely and save that couple pounds that pulley delete would cost, or what it would be, and then whatever price it would cost. So I just got rid of the air conditioning system completely, rerouted the belt. So I got all that stuff here, and I brought the scale back out because I'm going to weigh it. But first, what I got in the bucket here is all the air injection stuff. That smog pump is what it's called. So we're going to go ahead and weigh it here. Put this bucket on. We're at, hang on a second. Sorry, this is kind of acting up a little bit. Let it reset. 10.2 pounds is what it was. Okay, so the smog pump and all that was 10.2 pounds, which, I mean, it's a decent amount of weight. It adds up. It's for something that's not even needed in the vehicle, especially my vehicle, since I'm not running cats. And it cleans up the engine bay a lot, gets rid of the front weight, which is like, I watched a good video by a guy that does autocross, and I'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but he breaks the car up into 3 sections, and like the first section is where you would need to lose the most weight, and my car is kind of pretty unbalanced right now because I took a ton of weight out of the back. I've taken a little out of the front, but not nearly as much, and I'll show a little chart that I made to show how much I've taken out and how much I plan to take out. But getting another 10.2 pounds off the front of the car is definitely a plus. So I'm going to get the air conditioner stuff and put that all in the bucket and then see how much that weighs, because that was another bunch of weight that I pulled off the front. All right, guys, one more thing I forgot to add, which the next part of this video will kind of continue without me adding this weight in. But one thing I just took off were these. They're called the little black boxes, is what they're referred to online. Basically, they go inside the fender between the wheel and the fender here. And their purpose, according to what I've read, is to, if the rear end gets hit, is to hit the wheels to bump the car forward to kind of keep the rear from taking a huge impact. But anyways, I took it out, and you can see there's probably like a pound of dirt right there that came with it. But I took out both sides, so I'm gonna throw these on the scale real quick. This one's got quite a bit of dirt in it too. It's just all caked in there. We'll leave it and just weigh it as it is. So they're not registering. Let me get on the scale actually. So 159.4. Drop them. 180. So 1.5 pounds basically is what those weigh there. Yeah, I mean, it took me, what, all 5 minutes to take them off. You don't even need to jack the car up. You can get to it, like, right in there. If you're rolling, like, a 4x4 like I am, definitely need some coilovers and stuff. But anyways, yeah, easy to take off, 5 minutes. They're not really needed. If I get rear-ended, shit's probably going to get messed up anyways. So 1.5 pounds, it all adds up. You know, a lot of people complain about taking stuff out that weighs that little of an amount, but when there's 20, 30, 40, 50 things that weigh that much, the weight adds up. So, all right, guys, so I got all the air conditioning stuff here. We'll go ahead and weigh this evaporator first and see what it weighs. And it comes in at 8.4 pounds. Pretty good amount coming off the front of the car. And then I've got the compressor, all the AC lines, brackets, bolts, everything in here that had to do with the air conditioning system. And that's 26 pounds on the dot. So 34.4 pounds total is what the air conditioning system weighed out of my 97 Cobra. So that's a good chunk of weight getting out of the front of the car. Definitely trying to get more out of the front because that's where all the weight is. Trying to get to that 50-50 weight ratio so that everything's evenly distributed. And I'll tell you guys why in another video. But I'm gonna still go to the track, the drag strip, and drag race it. But I'm gonna be getting into something else here shortly, and I'm already starting to collect parts and do things to the car as far as weight goes to get to that goal. But I just wanted to talk about weight in this video. So I started a little bit of a graph or a chart here, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the first weight reduction video, but my car weighed, when I got it weighed at my buddy's grain scale, it was 3,500 pounds with me in it and a half tank of gas. And this scale is within a 25-pound accuracy. So, I mean, it could have been 3,500, 25 pounds, or 3,475 pounds. Either way, when I rolled on it, it was 3,500 is what it showed up. I'm about 155, 160 pounds. Just kind of depends. I kind of fluctuate. So, without me in it, you know, you're looking at 3,350 pounds, roughly 3,345 pounds, something like that. So 3,500 pounds with me in it, half tank of gas. I started making a list on the different zones of the car. So front of the car, from like the firewall up, is zone 1. Firewall to the rear axle is zone 2, and then rear axle back is zone 3. And I started making a chart kind of adding up all the weight that I've taken out of each section of the car. So the rear is what has lost the most weight. As you can see, I'm not going to add it up right now, but I'll add it up and I'll put it on the screen. But I've lost quite a bit of weight out of the rear of the vehicle. You know, a lot of audio stuff. Spare tire weighed quite a bit. Back seat was a lot, which actually, I don't know, is back seat's kind of in between. I guess it's like right over the axle. So maybe the back portion of the back seat is considered zone 3 and the bottom portion is zone 2. I don't know. But anyways, lost quite a bit of weight out of the back. And if you watched my first weight reduction video, like I said, it was like 127 or 128 pounds I took out. And then today with the smog pump, what was that at 10.2 pounds, and then the complete air conditioning system at 34.4. So I lost another, 44.6 pounds taking that stuff off. And then I forgot to talk about the cruise control, which I think I already threw that stuff away. But the cruise control under the driver's side fender here, I took that out as well. Prior to the or not prior to, but after the fact of the first weight reduction video. So I took a lot of weight off the front since the first video. The first video was basically just middle of the car, zone 2, zone 3 weight reduction. This video was about zone 1, which is the money zone. That's where you want to get the most weight off of, is that front of that car. But grand total off the front of the car, we're looking at about 49.4 pounds. We'll just say 50 pounds. So getting 50 pounds off of that's pretty good. You know, add that to the 127, so I'm about 177 pounds lighter than what it was when I first got it weighed. Next up on the list, I'll just kind of run through what I'm wanting to do here. This other stuff up here I'm going to kind of hold off on, but that stuff will lighten it up a little bit on the front, zone 1. Zone 2, the big thing is going to be the seats. I've got the power driver seat, leather, and then just your standard manual passenger seat that's leather, but the leather one's way more apparently. And I want to say that the driver seat is like 55 or 50, passenger seat's like 45 or so. So I want to get the Corbeau, I don't know how to say it, FX1 Pro seats. Corba, I think that might be how you say it. I don't know. But anyways, I want to get those FX1 Pro seats, which I think I read on LMR that they were 17.5 pounds each. So what are we looking at? Like 35 pounds total compared to 95 pounds that's in here right now. So it'll be about a 60 pound weight loss in zone 2, which is good. And then the steering wheel, I'm sure I want to get the Ford Racing steering wheel, and I'm sure with getting rid of the airbag and that stock steering wheel with all the buttons and stuff on it, I'm sure that will drop 5 or 10 pounds or so. So looking to get another 60 pounds off of the middle of the car here. And then I haven't really decided if I want to gut the doors and get rid of the center console and stuff yet. I kind of like having interior like this, but I guess it just kind of depends on how into it I get on this next journey that I'm going to take this car on, which like I said, I'll follow up in another video. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys that update there. Air conditioner system, like I said, comes in at 34.4 pounds. Smog pump came in at 10.2 pounds, and the cruise control is about 5 pounds. So there you go.